All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Catfish Weekly. I am your host with the most, Chad, and we got Mr. Josh, the co-host. That means second in command, Josh, of the Weekend Anglers YouTube channel.
Wow.
Hey, did you not see the thumbnail? We're here
Dad
to
Dad gone for
alone.
one
Hey,
Dad
Dad
gone
left
for
us alone.
1 week.
Hey, one time he left us alone,
One time, yep.
and this is what it cost him. We're already fighting 30 seconds into the show.
Well, we'll live.
That's okay. All right. Well, we got
What do you
some people here in chat that we can say hi to if you want, and then I
I
got
was
tournament results.
That sounds like a plan.
All right. Let me go ahead and do it since you got short arms and a big head.
My mouse ain't working. I got to reach up and grab the laptop and
That's
look
right.
like.
Look, I told you before the show, just sit there and look pretty like you always do.
And I said you give me the difficult job, so.
I know, buddy. I know. We got Mr. Murillo Family Fishing, Mike Sampson, Outdoors in Indiana with Dave Scott, Uncle Jeep, Curtis Cunningham, Bugman 22, Pontoon Jody Catfishing, Mark Bartle, member Carolina Catfish. We got Buckeye Catfishing. I saw Buckeye Catfishing yesterday. We'll talk about that a little bit. He was down at the weigh-in tournament we was in. Chris Rombach. Member Get Hooked on D Fishing. Carolina Catfish says prestige worldwide.
Wide.
We got Mike Irvin Creole Catfishing. Rigging for fatties. See, I said it right, unlike
Hey,
you.
Chad said it right this week too. So there we go.
I've always said it right. Go back and watch.
Oh.
I'm always perfect, Josh.
Whew.
Chucky Morgan. Gosh. What was he thinking?
Who knows?
We got member Danny Stone Outdoors.
Wow.
Hey, can you make a little bit more noise?
Well, I just got attacked by a bin full of Christmas ornaments. So that is, if that ain't Lyle's Santa, thing, telling me I better knock it off tonight.
You gotta watch that Santa magic. We got member Catfishing Crappie. Member Uptown Chrissy Brown. We got David Smith, bumping Mike Greenwell from Greenwell Fishing. We got Nina's Kayak Crew. I hope they're having fun. Have not seen any pictures yet. They're on vacation, I believe, with another family that we love, but that's okay. We got Justin's Fishing Fetish, Dave Funk, Sean Ebney, 922 Crappie Barbecue. I'm scrolling. I'm seeing a bunch of people I already said. We got Mr. Lance McCoo guy, the cool guy. We got Mr. Tim Molina. He thought D was going to host this week. She didn't catch all the fish, Tim. She let me catch one, and it was a good one.
That's all that matters.
That's right. I'm make sure. I'm still scrolling her. We opened up and chat went wild. Okay, now I'm down to the bottom. All right. Well, if we missed you, my apologies. It's all Josh's fault.
That's all my fault. There we go.
So we do have some tournament results here as well, Mr. Josh.
Let's hear what we got there.
All right. Well, out of the Whiskey City Catfish Club from Tanner's Creek, we only got 3 places to show, and then also the big fish. The big fish went to Willie Smith. He was out there by himself. He had a 34.1 pound blue cat, but he was not in the top 3 because he had to fish alone. But we had Daner and Pelzel in 3rd place with 61.4 pounds. We got Chad and D Fields in 2nd place with 77.6.
Heck yeah.
And the Coopers came in first with 95.3. D was tied for 2nd big fish. Us and the people who took first both had a 30.05 pound blue cat.
Oh man.
So
yeah, that was
really,
a very nice fish this weekend.
It was.
But
I'm proud of her.
you guys were on fish pretty well all day though, Saturday. So
Yeah, we actually caught more on Sunday than we did on Saturday. You know, Saturday was good. I think we caught 5 during his
5 or
stream.
6, yeah, and it was
5 or 6.
so at least you got them dialed in for the tournament day. So
yeah, I mean, we ended up we didn't even know we were fishing the tournament yesterday until Saturday night. Buckeye catfishing. I think he mentioned it in Mikey's stream, and I was like, I didn't even know they were doing one. So
I think
later
he asked you 2 or 3 times during the stream, and it seemed like every time he would bring it up, you were muted or moving or something like that. So
you can call it snagged up because I think we were snagged up.
Oh yeah, you did get snagged up that time. The fish put everything together. So
oh, that was a mess, man. That 40 that I caught had five lines wrapped all together. So you know how it is trying to get braid out of mono when it's all knotted up.
Yeah,
It was fun. It took us a few minutes, but we got there.
So how many trips out actually fishing did that make in the boat Saturday?
That's 4 catfish trips and 1 crappie.
Okay.
And we have yet to skunk.
So you're 4 trips in and coming out with a new PB. So
yeah. Now the very first day we took it out, we was going to go crappie fishing, but we won't tell you what I did wrong to the trolling motor connections that caused us to have a bad day and to go in early.
Oh no.
So we technically didn't get to fish that day at all. So
that's not good.
But I got to say hello because I'd seen Cool Cats Fishing and also member Brian Bubbles Catfishing has made it in.
Well. Old Brian.
Oh, 71 and still fishing. Look, lady made it in. I'm hearing a little echo.
Right.
Is anybody else hearing the echo, or is it just me?
I'm not hearing any. So
Creole says we pick on Chad for not catching fish, but on decent water, he always makes
a
good showing. I think that's a good thing that we can talk about because, yeah, people do pick on me saying I don't catch fish and stuff, but I don't think most people realize how big of a fella I am and how small of a boat that I was in. Where, okay, so Catfish and Crappie says no echo. Okay, just no echo, no echo. Just you. Thanks, Buckeye. Blaming it all on me. I don't hear it now, so it's gone. But yeah, that boat that I was in before, I never truly felt safe in it, and I never felt that I could get out of the way of, for a lot of spots that I could now fish,
right,
in a faster, response rate, and I couldn't go anywhere. If we launched from a boat ramp, if I went a mile, that's about as far as I was going because I couldn't make long hauls because I couldn't get up on plane. I couldn't go anywhere very fast.
Oh, yeah.
So, but now I can, and that'll make me.
Well, I said Saturday during Mikey's live, I said you guys just look so much more comfortable. You look like you're having so much more fun out on the new boat. So.
Oh yeah, when you got, 2 to 3, 4, 2 to 3 more feet wide and all that extra back road to walk around. It's like night and day difference.
Oh, definitely. And for anybody wondering, I'm pouring a bunch of lead tonight while we're doing the show. So there is a guy fishing I think it's the Mega Bucks down there at Helena, Arkansas this coming weekend, who has commissioned a couple sets of gigantic dragon weights. So we're looking at 10 and 12 ounce dragon weights. So that had to be that was a new one on me. I've never made them that big.
I said I am now that I messed up, Danny Stone. So I got to tell everybody what happened. So when I bought this boat, I pulled my trolling motor and my depth finders off of my other boat. I did not have them installed. I did everything myself. So in the back of my boat, you have a battery well on the back left and on the right. And you can put two 27 series batteries in each. That's what'll fit.
Okay.
So I have a 36-volt trolling motor in which you have to run this battery to this battery to this battery, and then obviously to your
Right.
trolling motor. And I did this battery to this battery to this battery correct. The problem was the two cables that ran to the trolling motor I had backwards, and I had the negative on the positive,
Oh no.
and the positive on the negative. So guess what? It didn't work.
No, they don't do that no more.
Yeah. So
They're too
learned
smart.
error of my ways. I'm good now. I had the batteries, like I said, hooked up right. It's
Yeah,
just the trolling motor I had hooked up wrong. So what do you do?
the older non iPilot and everything would have actually ran in reverse, but no, these new ones, they're not going to turn on if they're wired backwards. So.
Buckeye says, I fished in a Sea Arc 24 foot. We ran 50 mile an hour plus all the way to 75, 71, which that's a good little haul.
That's a move.
And I got it. So now that the tournament's over, and I was just talking about how in my old boat we would have only ran maybe a mile, maybe a little bit more, and he made that run all the way to 75 because he saw me catch that 40-pounder underneath that bridge on Saturday. I went downstream about maybe 2 miles, and that's the stretch that I fished.
Oh man!
But you know what? I made it there in a hurry too. I was.
So are you out? You're completely out of the break-in period now, or are you still?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we made it through that. Last week I took it down to Knott Marine where I bought the boat, and they did the post break-in servicing and a couple other questions that I had because the steering had a little air in it. They rebled that, made sure it was good, and it was perfect when
Ooh,
I went back out.
I didn't realize you had hydraulic steering on that.
Yep.
That
And
is
then
very nice.
apparently we were testing our rod storage to see how many rods we could get into these things, which is a lot, by the way. And when we were doing so, I wasn't thinking that the speakers for the radio, because I have a Ball stereo system in it,
right,
that they're mounted to the sides of the boxes. So when we were putting the rods in there, one of us, and I'm gonna say it was probably me because I'm like, how much can I fit in this here thing, And I pulled one of the wires for the speakers out. So they fixed that for me. What do you do? But yeah, we topped out with my big voluptuous awesomeness. We topped that at 48 mile an hour right now is what we're looking at. So
there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nope, going from about 10 to 48.
48, yeah, seems like big difference there.
So we ran a couple of noodles. Or Jody's already talking about fishing. Cooking. Skipjack Cindy, what's going on? Did you use a bus bar? What's a bus bar?
Bus bar is where you connect everything, like for your ground. All your individual circuits would come to one metal bar, and then that bar would run to the negative post of the battery.
I'm going to say no.
If we got to explain it,
if you have to explain it, I definitely didn't do it. But the wires that I have, they do have, each set of wires that I ran has its own fuse for each one. So if it trips or something like that, which hooking them up backwards, I was wondering why they were tripping so much.
922.
Let's see.
Said he used to have a bus bar, but he got a DUI and had to sell
it. I'm just teasing with you. Look, Buckeye's like, no, I never. I told you I caught a 20-pound flathead there last week. Oh, what's up, Matt Jones?
Buckeye, you're probably not wrong. You were probably not wrong about that.
He probably has about 10 wires in his name. God didn't. I've literally because Brandon Cross had he wasn't feeling good, so he didn't go with us the first day. I think it was more because Catfish and Crappie was out there and he didn't want to hang around with him. So we took it back, and me and him was out there looking at it, and we took some of the I have a charger mounted on top of it. And we took all that out and we started. As soon as we pulled the 2 wires with these 1-2 wires off, I was like, we're sitting here counting. We're like positive, negative, negative, positive, all that. And we started taking the wire off, and I'm like, duh, right there
Oh
it
man,
is. Ruined our whole day.
that makes it fun. Sit there trying to chase a gremlin out of one.
Yep. Creole says having enough boat to go where you want makes a huge difference in
It
finding fish.
does.
It absolutely does. Because even where D and I were fishing yesterday, I would have never been out that far in the middle of the
Well,
channel with all the barges coming through like we had seen. And because I usually stay a little bit closer to the bank, like I said, but we were about mid-channel a lot of the day, so that's where we ended up doing really well. Trying to be nice to you, electrician Chad. Hey, I know I'm not a mechanic, but I'm trying to learn, and that's one of the reasons I did it myself. So, and it was weird because in my old boat, I put all 3 batteries up front side by side, so it was very
right.
easy to see. This boat, like I said, you have 2 over here and you have 2 over here, so you have your starter battery and one of your trolling motor batteries, and somewhere I got confused, even though I ran it through my head before I hooked them all up about a dozen times. Oh, Buckeye's a retired electrician. I can bust on him. There's LG Bass. There's the birthday boy, Palmetto Cats.
Hey, happy birthday, Kevin.
So, but no, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, we had no intention of fishing yesterday, so thank you, Buckeye, for letting me take a little bit of your money by telling me that it was going on. So we hadn't fished, Josh, a tournament other than these online tournaments in about almost 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So, and I used to have this big 65-gallon tractor supply box that I had made up into a
Live well.
live
Right.
well, and I put on the front of my boat. And when you would do that, and you would catch fish, and you'd put water in it, the boat would be about 6 inches out of the water on all aspects. So it was very nerve wracking to do those tournaments. And I was like, I'm not doing any tournaments until I get a bigger boat. So it was awesome that D was like, yeah, I'll get up and go with you and do it, because we were both by Saturday morning, because we did Mike Greenwell's thing. Then we went to a wedding Saturday night, got home, and by the time we crashed and got back up, we were both like, maybe we're not going to go. But look, we had a great day. Like
That's
I
a
said,
good. I mean, that's a good deal, though. It's good to see you getting out. I mean, being able to run around and not stuck to, not stuck to the shoreline, not stuck to a mile from the ramp. Being able to get out and move. So
yeah.
there's going to be so much more river that you're going to have access to. That.
Oh yeah, and even like down here where like J Dog fishes and stuff. Sometimes in my little boat, I wouldn't go up even near the dam. We know we can't go past too far on the lock wall
Right.
because of the current and stuff. I would not never felt comfortable going up to it in my boat. I guarantee you, I will have no problem.
Nice. There ain't
No
nothing
fear
wrong with
there.
that.
So maybe I can one of these days become one of the greats like J Dog's gone fishing. He was the goat of the Ohio River. I said it. It is
Bumping
real.
Chad Fields.
Hey, that will be one of the next things now that I can actually learn. Again, I don't think people understand it. I think one person that might understand it is Mark, about how small and narrow the boats were. We both had
Yeah,
very
because
narrow boats.
you guys' boat was very similar in size. So
Yeah, yeah, and now we both have men boat, and we're rocking it. I'm gonna give him this. I seen Mark's boat in person, and it sparkles like $1 million bill. I mean, the one that Jerry Parker showed us.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Nice.
we got 205 wild actions made it in.
I saw Danny Stone in there saying he misses Lyle already. So
Lyle's probably taking a nap. He's like, I got the night off. I'm taking a nap.
Lyle is probably asleep tonight.
Wouldn't doubt it.
I mean, you guys don't understand how many times we had to wake him up to get the show started. We'd come in, we'd be backstage in StreamYard, and here's Lyle just kicked back asleep.
Yeah. There's many times at 8 o'clock, 8:01, we were calling Cindy to wake Lyle up.
Yep.
Just so we could do the show. And you're right, Kevin. Confidence in your vessel means a lot. And
Bugman says it's a good goal to strive to be the world famous. Everybody wants to be J-Dog.
Yep, I was messaging with him earlier today, argued with him because how great I think he of a fisherman he really is. He don't give himself enough credit.
Mark said he launched and put back on the trailer today in 20-mile-an-hour winds with easy as pie. The old boat, not so much. Yeah, that's another big thing there, is being able to get out in some of the weather that would have kept you home before. So.
Oh yeah, you're talking about that, like 20-mile-an-hour winds. The last 2 weekends has been crap with the amount of wind that we've had, and I'm sure you've had a lot of it coming through too.
It was bad here yesterday, and I had thought about going out, and I said, nope, not even mess with it. Not with that. I think it was running around 25 mile an hour. I said, that's just, it ain't worth screwing with today.
Yeah. Well, I've been watching. I watched for Saturday and Sunday what the weather was going to do, and mostly like what we're talking about is the wind. And Saturday it was supposed to be like 12 to 13 mile an hour winds, but then we were supposed to get like 30 to 35 mile an hour gusts, and it was supposed to become straight out of the west. And trying to figure out a plan of how to fish it is difficult. The nice thing is right now we have zero current. I think it's at 0.4.
Oh.
And what worked for us, because it was coming out of the west, it was blowing straight up through Cincinnati on the river. We actually had the best luck dragging down river, and that's how we caught about every fish we caught on Saturday.
So you were dragging baits again. So you dragged baits Saturday and Sunday both then?
Yes, I did. Sunday we drug 4 baits and suspended 4 baits. So.
Oh, okay.
Almost everything we had was on the dragging rods, though. We can't. We fired Lyle.
Yeah, Lyle's not sick.
Yeah, he's in the head. He is.
Well, maybe in the head, but he's not ill. So.
Nope.
But he is. Creole's saying he had a procedure done on his back. That's the truth.
Yep. And he told he said it last week. He had some on his back, and he's got another one next Tuesday to burn off some nerve endings.
He is starting to take a look. Let's look at it. Look how long he's been doing it. He's starting to take some time out for himself. So
yeah, he's got 2 great people right here. Behind the men that you see, you got D and Christina to help keep us somewhat
in line. Yeah, that's. I mean.
So.
They'll let us go, but not go too far. So
yeah, but me and Josh have been talking, and we're gonna start helping out Dad, I guess, a little bit more, and we've been talking to some folks about doing some shows with us and bringing some great content, something different.
Chad's wanting to put him in a home, but it's one of those kind of things.
I told him 3 years ago I would do that, but. This is what it is.
So 10 and 12 ounce dragon weights. I wouldn't even want to try to cast one of those things.
Yeah, I would just drop them straight over.
Pretty much all you could do. Yeah, that's.
Well, it's like I've got them 16 ounces that I got from Brad Caudell, and I have yet to get to even use them because the current, since I bought them, we really haven't had enough current to do it. But springtime, I'll be using the 16 ounces quite a bit.
Yeah, it's going to be, we always get that one that one decent little flood in the first part of the year, and then.
Yep.
I don't know. We're due up for a high water year. We've been without now for the past 2 or 3. So.
I did not. Wait, yes I did. So I have to, but no, before she gets anything started here, you know, I call Dee my seasoned lady because she is a few years older than me. But when the day that we got married at our wedding reception, my sister-in-law made a comment about it, and I said, "Yeah," I said I married her older because whenever she gets to that certain age, I can put her in a nursing home and go out dating again. And I
You said this at your
immediately,
wedding reception.
I immediately got smacked in the head multiple
I was going to
times.
say, yeah, that's not a.
Nope, she's my forever fishing partner.
Yeah, you better keep her. She's a good one.
She is.
Hope he realized still pretty fast. Curious. That's what I'm wondering, Creole. But he said he hopes they realize that the current in Helena is still pretty fast. But they are local to that area, so.
I obviously know that the Mississippi and Missouri still has a lot of current this time of year, even though they haven't had a not normally, normal flow of water
Right.
coming through. But does it slow down any? Because I've never been down there to fish it, so I don't know
Oh,
if
it
it just.
does. It does. It slows down some, but I mean, it's still moving by the time it gets down that far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously you got free flow from what, North Dakota all the way to
You free flow from
Missouri on the
out,
Missouri
yeah, and the Mississippi free flows after the Alton Dam.
after the
Once you're
Alton.
below, yep, once you're below the Alton Dam, it's on free flow. So,
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was free flowed from Alton all the way down.
yep. And of course, the Ohio being low like it was, I got a call from Jerry Parker yesterday morning. He
Yeah.
could not get his boat in the water.
Are we sure that that's because the water was so low, or?
Well, he had Richard Cluck with him, so
I forgot about that.
I mean, you got to give him credit there. I mean, I am pouring lead, Jody.
Creole said, "Yeah, it definitely slows down. It's only fast now, not fast like normal."
Right? Yeah, it's still going to be moving. So, be
Yeah,
a
Jody.
5 mile.
Go ahead.
I said be a 5 mile an hour current down there.
Yeah, Jody. He's making big order.
Making big order
dragon weights.
Yeah, massive dragon weights. So,
Hey, that one guy.
Jerry Operator Error Parker says Mark.
I'm not supposed to laugh at Mark, but that's funny.
That is pretty good.
So I got a question for the chat. So right now we're already 30 minutes into the show, but so we can kind of come up with more ideas of what you would love to hear about and see. Drop some ideas in chat that we could do episodes on. So we'd love to hear your feedback. I know Lyle always loves seeing comments and stuff on videos and whatnot. So,
oh yeah, if you've got somebody you'd like to see as a guest, I mean that would be.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't make a promise on that. They might tell me to pound sand, but
or I might tell you to pound sand based off of who you asked to get on here.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
At what weight does a dragon weight become an anchor? Well,
I think we're bordering on it right here. So,
well, I've seen 2 to 3 ounces become anchors whenever you get snagged up with the right thing. So,
well, that's yeah. Now you said you've got what 16 ounces?
I've got 16-ounce coin sinkers that I'll be using for
coin
spending.
sinkers. Okay.
No, yeah, dragon weights. If I can't use a 3-ouncer, I'm probably not going to be dragging. So
I usually
do
use
have
a
some
2.
4s. I use about 3 for everything.
Yeah, I'll use a 2 or even a 1.5 on the lake, depending on how they're doing it. Proper. I like Parker's there. Said proper weighing and releasing techniques for big cats. That's a good one. We could cover that.
Yeah,
Justin, we already did the show where Chad Sweet talked his wife into a new boat.
I did. Hilly Billy Hondo. Can you believe we've been saying that one wrong the whole time? That one I'll admit to. I've been saying it wrong.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we have. And I was trying to do live demos, but some live DIY demos. Ooh, yeah.
I can do some live how to mess stuff up demos.
Man, I tell you what, we do a live DIY thing. It's going to look like tool time, me and you up here.
Wait,
remember that show?
Oh, I used to love that show.
That was a good show.
Would I be Bob or the neighbor Wilson?
I think you'd be Tim in that case.
You think I'm Tim?
I think you would be Tim. If we're doing live DIY stuff, I got pretty well sure that you qualify as Tim on that one. Weekend recap: who won tournaments or any big fish caught? That's a good one.
Yeah, weekend recap, and that's again, we've done that forever on Catfish Weekly, but we need the results sent to us so that we can give those results. We're not going to be able to just go find everybody's tournaments, that sort of stuff, but we would love to have it handy in a messenger or something like that.
Jody, we could probably make that one happen too with the how to anchor. We're moving into the time of year where I like to be on the anchor. I know you don't. So
I don't even know if I can spell anchor.
So I mean, if you're lucky enough to have some current, you can do an anchor and a drift sock. If you're not, you're looking at 2 anchors and a whole lot of anchor lines so you can position yourself between the 2.
Yeah, that actually might be some good stuff to go over sometime, though, because there are different ways and times, I think, that I do know how. I just don't like to, because who likes to pull those anchors up? Somebody was telling me they had a 30 or 35 pound anchor the other day, and I just cringed.
Oh wow!
I'm like, I can't even fathom pulling that stupid thing up.
That's a heavy anchor. I think mine run about 20 something. So,
there's size matters catfishing. What's up, Andrew? And Donald Long.
Spot lock. Carolina catfish that don't even have an anchor in the boat. Oh no, I wouldn't go out without one of those.
Yeah,
too much stuff can happen.
Yeah, especially in a river. Well, I know where he fishes is going to be a lot of lake fishing. So
right
in a river, I will guarantee you I will have an anchor in my boat, because if you for some reason lose power or something, I am not free flowing down a river, especially during 3, 4, 5 mile an hour currents.
Yep.
No way.
One of those where you're going to call me and be like, "Hey, in a couple hours, I'll be floating past." So
yeah. Let's see. Luxury fishing items. Things you never used before but now can't live without.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
There you go. Justin said Richard Morscow has a 30-pound anchors. My arms are dead by the time I leave Lake Wiley.
Oh, wow.
See, that's the thing. Unless there was... I don't even know in Lake Wiley or on a lake why I would use an anchor, because more than likely I'm going to nose wind and I'm going to spot lock, and if I need to, I'll throw a drift sock to kind of keep the boat somewhat straight, a small one. I don't need too much.
Let's see here. Been wanting to get a box anchor for the lake. I've been looking at building one, Kevin. I think it's in the works at some point to take and put one of those together.
Jody said when she fished with J-Dog, the women were on one boat and the men on another. He had 3 dang mushroom anchors tied together. I about died after pulling that thing up 6 or 7 times. You ought to see. He's also got a big steel plate that he uses. Maybe it's his brother that has it on his boat.
Sambo have it?
Yeah. Creole has 150 pounds.
Different style of hooks, uses for them, and different types of bait for them.
Yeah, I, yeah, I could definitely see the 2 anchor technique being useful in some places, but again, I hate anchors.
Yeah.
Hate them. It's just so much work.
Yeah,
Then
they
on
are.
top of it, on top of it, you've got the, you know, especially when you have a back anchor, the fish running through those lines. You already got them
Mm-hmm.
tangling your lines up, and then they get into the anchor rope, and that is, I hate anchors. Sorry. Ugh.
Yeah, it don't take much. Have them get into that.
Yeah. Plus, I like to
It,
be moving.
but you drag baits even in the super cold months of the year. So
I am not. I am not afraid to drag baits any time of the year if I can do it. I don't care. I've been out there in the middle of January dragging baits, catching fish.
um,
My first 40 that I caught out of the Ohio was just before spring, right after the thaw, in a creek. About the deepest part of it was probably 8 to 10 feet. Most of it's 4 to 6 feet,
right,
and I was dragging baits.
it's crazy.
You just got to go slow.
Yeah.
Slow it down. And that's it. So I'd love to have me some of them shallow water anchor poles. One of these days, I might get me a set. D.
There you go. Anything over 12 foot need a traditional anchor. Yeah, they're. I don't know. I've got a set of 12s, and they're great, but I don't use them much deeper than about probably 6 foot of water. Boat wants to move too much.
Yeah. Depends on. I mean, there's not a whole lot of places I would use them. Like obviously, when we go up to Mendota, maybe depending on the year. We've had years where it was so difficult to drag, and then for the last 2 years, it's been phenomenal.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. We didn't get to go this year, but last year it was you know spend all of our fish came from dragging baits out there in that one bay. So
that's what did it this year. Shanti says, "I am never satisfied." What do you mean? I just want more fishing gear.
everybody wants more. That's everything. That's life. You could build you a big old 100 by 100 pole barn, and you wish the next week you'd wish you had a 200 by 200.
I am very happy with my boat. Don't get me wrong, but there's still toys that I would love
Yeah,
to
but it's
have.
one of those. If you bought a 20, it's because they didn't make a 25.
Yeah,
We all want bigger. That's just life. But
I
second
need some
aid,
power
straight
poles.
back down to prevent spinning. It gets tiresome pulling that in away over the playpen. Huh?
Here's I'm not sure which one you're on, but I just seen this one.
Not sure why, but our spot lock will not keep us anchored. It moves all over the place. Ooh.
So David, two things that you might need to do with that, and one is to do like a or I can't remember how you do it, but there's a way to do a factory reset and then
Mm-hmm.
repair your trolling motor, repair it when not repair, but repair it to your
Yeah.
trolling motor. But you might also want to look at when you put in there to say you have a 21-foot boat, you may need to change that setting. There's a setting in there for your boat
Vessel.
scale,
Yep. Vessel size.
vessel size. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's vessel size and
Or
then there's boat
boat
scale,
scale. Yeah.
and you can do either 0. You can do -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, and play around with that and see if that helps. The other thing is watch where you're doing the spot locking to make sure, like if you have metal bridges over top of you or something like a metal around you, it could also be interfering
Yeah.
with your receptor in the head of your trolling motor that might be causing you to kind of go all over the place a little bit. The frequency might be getting all crazy with your um, the head of your trolling motor. Okay, now Jody's. I've been dropping a second anchor off the back straight down to prevent spinning, but it gets tiresome pulling that in all the way over the playpen and the rod holders. Well, with all that pontoon Jody money, you could all do one of them electronic anchor winches. I hear those are nice.
Biggest thing with Spotlock is to remember. Yeah.
David says calibrate ? Yeah,
Yeah, there's something going on with it. I mean, it's probably time for almost like doing a factory reset on those.
mm-hmm.
It's gonna lose its connection to the remote, and you have to teach it to let it relearn the remote, and kind of go from there. So, but Buckeye catfishing saying without current they'll hunt all over the place. Having current, they usually work better. So
That is true. Cool Cat says the biggest thing with spot lock you need to remember is spot lock is the trolling motor. If the wind is blowing the boat, will still spin. I don't know if that's Russian or German, but Garajka trolling motor.
Yeah, but the trolling motor stays in the same spot. So
no, I've literally had it, Josh, where the trolling motor will kick to the side 5 or 6 feet and then kick back to the other side, and that's
what I used to get mad at mine when I was trying to drift, and I had to get it out of that advanced autopilot mode. So
yeah,
every once in a while, it still finds its way back into that too. So you have to watch for it. If it starts acting stupid, it's the first thing to check.
Well, that and the other thing that I have heard that helps, and I don't have one, is one of them pucks that.
Oh, the heading sensor. I've got one sitting right over there.
I've heard that helps. I don't know much about it, but they say that helps as far as the location, it being able to find your location better or something.
Yeah, as far as I know, the only thing that does is enable spot lock jog. So
I don't know. I'm just replaying what I've heard.
Bought one a couple years ago, and it's still sitting on the pegboard. That's how much I probably actually needed that thing.
Interesting. Sean T thinks I need a trolling motor on my rear.
It lost the signal and then picks it up. The boat will jump.
Yeah. Okay.
Trolling motor.
It's okay, Cool Cats.
So rich, fancy people, I still have a foot controlled one.
Buckeye says that is not a GPS. It only figures out north. I did not know that. I've never.
Yeah, that thing's just that thing's as far as like I said, as far as I know, that's just a heading sensor. That's just to enable spot lock jog. So, and that's what it says on the front of the package. It says enables the spot lock jog feature. That's where you've got your spot locked. You hit your arrows. For every time you hit your arrow in one direction, that's 5 feet in that direction. So you can go like 2 times, 10 feet to the left and hit enter, and that thing will pull it, take you over there and do it and put you back on spot lock. So
interesting. Yeah, so like I said, I've heard people talk about them, but I've never had one, never looked at them or researched them, so I didn't know what they really.
Yeah.
What else they did?
Yep. Creel said I have heard basically a compass.
I've heard about the jog feature, but somebody had told me something about the location thing as well.
Curtis Cunningham, yeah, we're pretty much talking Minn Kota.
There's other brands?
Yeah, I tell you what, I've got a motor guide sitting in there in the garage that
race.
No, not with that thing. It's junk.
I'll race you with your motor guide versus my Minn Kota.
I'll race Minn Kota versus Minn Kota. And Mercury versus Honda. We'll do that.
No, because you probably already know you probably got some souped up boats out there because you're like this MacGyver guy that's got a boat that does
Well, when you said you were running
125.
48 on the top end, I know I could beat that. So
Hey, that's fine. I'm still getting there
you're still getting
faster than
there,
a lot
but
of places.
yeah, that's
And that's what I love because when we took off yesterday, there was a barge in the middle of the river, and I went around the left side of the barge, and everybody else went around the right side. And there was a couple boats, they were just faster than me. They're probably hitting right at 50, and 52, and they kept on going on down river, and I went around the curve, and I was like, okay, that's far enough. like I said, I was probably like 2 miles away from the boat ramp. So
okay, so what sensors are you running? They link to I do not have the uh iPilot link.
So my my trolling motor is the 112 Tarova, and I got to buy a new cable that's longer to run it, but mine connects to my Garmin. So
Oh,
they have,
really?
yeah,
Okay.
they have two different models on the Tarova. One is designed for Humminbird, the sonar. The other one is a
Okay.
universal Tarova.
Oh,
That's the one that I
for your
have.
transducer, yeah, mine does
Yeah,
that. It's I've got the Tarova 112 on my boat. It's got the
yeah,
US2 sonar, so and
yeah. Whatever he said.
it's 2D sonar, but it's universal. You just buy a pigtail that converts it over to whatever head unit you're running. So mine, I bought the Humminbird cable, and I happened to luck out. Our local Gander Outdoors was going out of business and had everything marked to like 90% off. I got that cable for a couple bucks, but
Mark misses his Altera.
Mark, buy another one.
I know. The Altera is nice, and we really considered it, but where we fish such cold temps, I really did not want to have to deal with it freezing up. And I know there's ways around it, but my luck, it wouldn't work.
Let's see, there he goes. He says he might do that. So just takes money, Mark. Just takes money.
Oh, 922. Yeah, I saw it with my own two eyes right there. There was only 39 thumbs up. Over 70 people been watching. Show some love. But that was our biggest reason for not going with the Altera was fishing such cold temps. I didn't want it
Oh
freezing
yeah.
up.
My power drive froze up one time. It would not go back up in the. It was hard to get that out of the water.
I've been several times to the boat ramp, and this is the first time that I tried and I figured out how fast a heat gun will drain a 12.6, a 12-volt battery. But mine kept getting froze up, but it works. Maybe keeping a spare with a oh my god, I can't think of what it's called. Some way to plug it in. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we have one that we use on our boat. But being able to use that, it warms it up really quick, and you're able to get it loose.
Yeah, we've had to take the propane
God.
torch with us a time or two to take and be able to launch. We got up to Baldwin one day and we had an icicle hanging out, drain plug on the. Yeah, I knocked something in the floor. We had an icicle hanging out the drain plug on the boat, and had to take a propane torch and melt it out of there. So,
Yeah, that was the other thing. The drain plug. I've had that freeze up with just a little layer of ice, and then you can't get that plug.
You can't
back
get
in
your
there,
drain plug
so.
back in, and I knew the minute we were finally able to launch in Baldwin, it was the middle of winter, it was 10 degrees outside, but the lake was 55, 60 degrees. I knew there's no messing around. You got to have that in there. So,
Yeah. You don't want to add to any structure by sinking your boat.
no, not at all.
There's Mr. Lyle. He finally woke up from his nap.
Good
Appreciate
morning.
you, buddy.
Good morning, sunshine.
But yeah,
Yeah, Justin says cordless heat gun. I know I've looked at those.
they
I
make
thought about
cordless ones.
They make cordless heat guns.
That's phenomenal. I've never seen one.
Yeah, you can get one at Harbor Freight.
I know where I'm going after work tomorrow.
Yeah.
If my boss doesn't fire me for some reason. Then.
Get the Bauer 20-volt cordless heat gun. I was looking at it the other day.
Well, it is getting to be that time of year. You're if you fish year round like some of us do, it's good to
need
have.
a heat gun. Yeah. And it gets hot. I put a battery on it in the store and turned it on just to see how good it was going to work. It works. Size Matters wants to know if you're getting an enclosure for your boat, Chad, for fishing the winter.
No, I'm not, because the 2024 Polar Craft came with a full enclosure. So I don't have to get one. I already got it.
Nice.
And I know that's what I was wanting to say earlier. Kevin said something about the power poles. I can't get those on mine because I have the float pods. I don't think you can. There's anywhere way to put those on there with those on there.
Yeah.
So.
Austin says Milwaukee makes an awesome cordless heat gun. Did all the electrical connections on my boat with it. I'm telling you what, as often as I use a heat gun, a cordless one wouldn't be a bad idea. That, and I almost bought the cordless hot glue gun because I'm a sucker for hot glue, man. If I use hot glue on stuff, I'm gonna do it.
Explain some stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds like a great purchase to be buying for wintertime.
There you go. That would be, you ought to buy two, and one would be an awesome giveaway prize for the winner of Winter Blues.
That reminds me, I need to figure out a thumbnail and get that out.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be fishing the Ice Bowl now in January too, so that's another weekend that I'm not going to be able to have that. So I got to figure out those weekends.
I remember last Winter Blues was when I lost an anchor that day. I had to cut my anchor line.
Seems like I remember. Were you out with Jerry Parker during that one?
Yeah, Parker and I were out. And then we went live on the, might have been Parker's channel. It was on the River Rats. We went live and just kept catching drum after drum after drum. So.
Mm-hmm. There's Hooks and Hammocks.
Hey, Chris.
Who did not even acknowledge my text message today. But that's okay.
Very nice.
Telly would have, but that's all right.
That's not cool, Chris. Y'all not do that kind of stuff.
Cool Cat says enclosures are a must in the winter. Well, I can tell you that I didn't even have a windshield until now. So sitting out in the wintertime was very, very cold. But it happened a lot.
In their ear corn.
Josh is shucking corn tonight.
Yep. Yeah, we got corn. Corn.
So what else have we got to talk about? We've got a couple minutes left.
Well, we got a bragging board to hit here in just a minute.
Nice.
We had good turnouts from everybody this week. It seemed like everybody was catching fish, which made the fact that I didn't get to fish this weekend even worse. So,
and that's interesting because I know a lot of this area, from you guys all the way over here, had a massive. We had a cold front last weekend.
Mm-hmm. Another one this weekend.
A warm front came in. It was 80 degrees Wednesday, Thursday, high 70s on
Friday,
and then I want to say it started in about 62, 63 degrees and fell through the day, and then Sunday was only like in the 40s and 50s. I think it was like finally got up to like a little over 50 by the time we left. But yet that cold front came in and it did not seem to shut them.
It didn't
down.
No, they didn't care.
No.
So it kind of makes me think that we are moving full steam ahead into actual fall, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, David, I tell you what, I 100% agree with you. I've fished out of my little tracker bass boat for 4 years. It didn't have any kind of, it wasn't even a mod V, deep V, nothing. So literally you had about this much room on the side walls that blocked some wind. That was it. So basically, it wasn't blocking any wind. The windshield alone is just awesome.
I almost got took on a windshield this week, and I'll talk about that for a minute so nobody else has this happen to them. So I'm a member of a group on Facebook for champion boat owners, and I've been needing a replacement windshield for my champion boat. Found a guy on there. He made a post in the group, said he'd been involved in a traffic accident that had pictures of the trailer all bent up. Said he was going to park the boat out. So I messaged him and messaged back and forth with him, and everything seemed good. He asked me the measurements on my windshields. I told him. He said they'd fit up to the ones that were on his boat. So we agreed to a price that was reasonable. I mean, I think we finally figured up on $75 per windshield and me paying the shipping. So $150 plus the shipping. He said he wants payment via Venmo. That's standard anymore. Go to get his username so I can Venmo him the money, and the username he gives me isn't part of his. It's got two people's names and neither which are his name. So red flag number one. And then he said, oh, send it friends and family. That way the money is available immediately. And so red flag number two. And I went back to the group to look him up. Couldn't find his post no more, but I found every picture that he posted or that he had posted the night before on that post. Every picture and the text verbatim, somebody had for real parted that boat out about 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. So guys, just be, I about was out close to $200 this week. Just being observant, save that for me. So, if you guys are going to do that, I'm not saying you can't get good deals online, especially in those boat owners groups and stuff from people that are parting stuff out and trading back and forth, but watch who you're dealing with, because I about got took.
That's ridiculous. I hate that. That's one thing I don't, I know people do like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace and all this other stuff. You just don't. I have no trust in that.
No,
kind of stuff,
I prefer to meet. I prefer to meet people in person and hand them, Federal Reserve notes, and everybody's happier that way. And Uncle Sam don't get his grubby fingers on it. So
that's a absolute.
That's a good thing in itself.
Hey, Missy Kennedy.
So, Chad, we're coming up on 8. Do you care to hit that bragging board for us, and we can take a look at that? Because there's some good fish in there this week.
Oh, better not hit that one. That's right above it. Oh, almost did it again. All right, here we go.
Howdy, folks. It's time once again to take a look at the Catfish Weekly bragging board. This covers through the week of October the 16th, 2023. Leading us off this week, we have Austin from Fishin' Fever. Austin caught an awesome flathead catfish, but I'm not sure who is more surprised, Austin or the fish. Either way, congrats, buddy. That's one heck of a fish. Next up, Jerry from Parker Pursuits caught a couple nice blue cats this weekend, a 32-pound and a 55-pound blue cat while bank fishing. Congratulations, Jerry. Good job. Next up, we have David and Tracy Altizer. David showing off a Watts Bar Blue Cat, and Tracy got herself a nice slab crappie. Congratulations. Next up, we have Aiden Altizer. Aiden also with a nice Watts Bar Blue Cat and a Tennessee Tarpon, also known as a skipjack herring. That's a good fish, Aiden. Congratulations. I bet he turns that skipjack into another blue cat and shows back up on the bragging board. Justin Maynard sent us in this picture of a dozen flathead catfish he brought home, ranging anywhere from 2 to 5 pounds. That's the perfect eating size. Thank you for sharing those pictures with us, Justin. Catfish Weekly's own Chadwick Fields from Fields to Water broke his PB this weekend during Mike Greenwell's Recovery Live with a 40.28 pound blue cat in the brand new boat. Congratulations, Chad. The very next day, Dee from Get Hooked on D Fishing come up with a 33 pound blue cat in their brand new boat. This one helped net them second place in an in-person tournament. Good job, Dee. And closing us out this week, Mr. Danny Stone with a 35-pound Mississippi River blue cat caught from the bank. Great job as always, Danny. Thank you for sending in the picture. Don't forget, guys, you too can be featured on the Catfish Weekly bragging board. To be eligible, the fish needs to have been caught within the past 14 days, and we accept pictures of any species of fish. To get yourself or a friend on the bragging board, all you need to do is email your fish photo to pics@theweekendangler.com. Send us the information shown on your screen, and we'll get it on the board for you. Thank you all for watching. Have a great week.
Some nice fish this week. Nice fish.
Really nice fishing. Like to see there's more and more submissions coming in with that.
You know, and that's the thing. That makes a good bragging board whenever I'm, you know, having to sit there on a Monday afternoon when I put those together to render them. When I'm having to sit there and put all these together, I like that. It means we've got people been out catching fish and had good luck. So,
and thank you all in here for saying all the nice kind words. We appreciate it. Appreciate it very, very much. All right, well, Josh, I reckon that'll about do us for tonight. I know Mark has a show tonight with Eric Massey, I believe.
Oh, so that ought to be a good show. So everybody head on over to the Catfish and Crappie channel and take a look at that. Guys, one last thing. I'm not going to give a whole lot of details on it. It's still in the works, but got something coming up for Catfish Weekly, and it's going to, the degree of success is going to be dependent on the people who make submissions to it. So I think y'all will like it. We'll announce that here before too long, but just kind of tease it out there a little bit today. So,
you big tease.
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a great rest of your week. Hopefully it is a fast one. Your work gets out of there really, really quick, and you're able to get some fishing in at some point, either this week or over the weekend. And if you wouldn't mind, again, make sure you please hit that thumbs up on your way out and head over to Mark's channel to watch him talk with Mr. Eric Massey Jig Company.
There we go. Y'all have a good week.
Have a great night.